Guys, we're here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part one. Okay, first, let me start by saying I'm late with everything, and by everything, I mean Ready to Love. I am gonna do Ready to Love. I'm gonna try to do it today. If not today, then tomorrow. Running a little late. We had a surprise birthday party for my sister, and so I was just a little behind on some things. But if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. Please thumbs up the video. It does wonders for my analytics. And yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that little side like I wasn't entertained because it was fine. It was fine. I wasn't bored at any point in time. With this crew, you just have to roll your eyes a whole lot, like a whole lot. And every time Robin speaks, I just have to roll my eyes a whole lot. So we start off with the the podcast and the little snippet of them saying that Juan, first of all, Giselle is like, some strumpet came out and said that she was spending time with Juan over COVID. No, why don't we call Juan some names? Why is she called a strumpet and he is just still called Juan with his stanking ass? But anyway, and with Giselle's stanking ass, girl, bye. Um, so yeah, we have that clip, and then we have the clip of Andy, kind of grilling Robin when she was on Watch What Happens Live. And I love the fact that he said, so you had Chris as like the sacrificial lamb, and you had stuff going on for real in your own, backyard. And she's like, we all have skeletons in our closet. Yeah, I didn't say that right. He said you had Chris as a sacrificial lamb and you had skeletons in your closet. Nothing about a backyard, y'all. I just kind of put the two together. I don't know. It's Monday. Let me have it. But yeah, she's talking about everybody got skeletons in their closet. And I'm like, damn it. Can you just focus? She is always deflecting. That's why, you know what, Robin, I hate to say, like, I just don't like this girl. I just don't like this lady. Something is just off with Robin. It just really is. Something's off with Robin, and I feel like her and Giselle, just karma, because they are some shitty people. They really are some shitty people. So maybe this is her karma. And the bad thing is, you guys, I've said it before. I honestly don't even know that Robin is a genuinely shitty person. It's just who she hangs around. And I feel like that shit is just rubbed off on her. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I just feel like Giselle, I was going to say her owner, not her owner. That's not cool. Her leader is just so mean and just so shitty that it has definitely rubbed off on Robin. Or she could once again just be a shitty person on her own. We don't know. All right, now we get to the actual reunion, which was 2 weeks earlier. So Robin waited to come out with her secret until after the reunion and everything. So we see them all getting there at like 5:45, early in the morning. All right, so as they're coming on stage, well, first of all, Andy has to make his rounds and ask everybody everything. The green-eyed monsters are rooming together. They're getting ready together, and I'm like, can y'all do anything separate? Like, what the? It's just not cool. Like, I'm not trying to be around nobody that much, honestly. I love my bestie, love my friends, the ones that I love. Love my sisters, love the people that I love, but I don't want to be around anyone that much. Give me my own shit. Give me my own hotel room. Give me my own dressing room. No, we are not doing every little thing together. I don't know. Something's up with that. But he's talking to her, Robin, about being married. Oh, you're married now. Yeah, yeah. How does it feel? Oh, the same as it did before. And I'm like, yeah, because it was bullshit before and it's bullshit now. But okay. Then they get out to the stage and Giselle, oh my God, Wendy's sitting on the same, like, what's going on? And then her and Robin are sitting across from each other, so they don't know what to do. They can't touch each other. I didn't mean like that. I just mean, they're not sitting, close or anything like that. And she's like, Robin, this is the most random seating. And Giselle is like, ever. Yeah, but Giselle is still sitting next to Andy. And Karen is still sitting next to Andy. So something is definitely wrong with it because Karen and Giselle did not have storylines to have them sitting next to Andy. So somebody said, I can't remember who. I think it was just a YouTuber, not just a YouTuber like that, but it was a YouTuber that was like Karen and Giselle has in their contract that they have to sit next to Andy every year. I don't know how true that is, but it's certainly looking a certain way because why are they sitting there? But anyway, I've gone on too long about that. So it's time to start. All right, y'all. So we start off, and they get to talking about Ashley. And, we see a bunch of flashbacks of Ashley and the fact that the attorney told her that it would be less than smart for you to buy a house with this man. And then she turns around and buys a house with this man. And then Uncle Lump is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Even though he didn't say it like that. But, he said it like that. He didn't say that, but he did say it like that. What kind of life are you living, Ashley? Like, I was dying laughing. He was appalled by her, and I'm gonna have to agree with him. I hate that his name is Uncle Lump, though. And then we talk about the fact that she's dating somebody. I've never seen Summer House. I have no idea who these people are. She's dating somebody. Giselle's dating somebody from there. They introduced each other. Yada yada. We don't care. But she still has a key to the condo, or no, they don't call it a condo. What were they calling it? A penthouse, I think. She still has a key to the penthouse. He has a key to her house. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not just her house. It's her and his house. Like, it's their house. And she's like, well, he can't just drop by and all that. So, because Andy is like, yo, like, I just would not feel good about my ex having a key to my house when basically you could just come and go. And she goes on this whole thing about, giving an hour's notice. And Giselle is like, that ain't even enough time for somebody to get dressed and get out. And I'm like, who you been dealing with that can't get dressed and get out in an hour? But that's besides the point. But I get what she's saying. Like, I wouldn't want him to just be able to come walking in whenever he wants to. No. But again, this is his house as well. So it is what it is. And then she said something about the guy, Luke or whatever, was there, and what's his name? Michael was coming with the kids and he had to hurry up and get out. So he wasn't too fond of that. So he was like, peace out, set some boundaries with this shit. I'm not about it. And she was saying that she wanted him to leave. First of all, she wanted him to leave because of the time limit, or the time that they've been together, and the fact that she hasn't been with him long enough to meet the kids. Totally get that. I respect that. My kid is only like, she about to be 20. Oh, she about to be 25 Friday, y'all. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna cry for real. When I think about it, I just want to cry. My baby is almost 25. But her entire life, she's not met hardly anybody. I want to say 2, maybe 3 people in her entire life that she's ever met, because I just didn't play that shit. But, so I can understand Ashley saying that part. But then when she talks about it, she's like, yeah, so I just had him leave out of respect for Michael and the kids. Why would Michael come first? Fuck Michael. Sorry. Who cares about Michael? Just the kids. Yeah, just the kids. We don't care about Michael. Michael don't give a shit about this lady. Like, he has done some of everything while they were married. I'm sure he's still doing things. So, like, why do we care about Michael and respecting him? It's ridiculous. Ashley is ridiculous. She's a liar, and you just don't know what to believe when she speaks. You just really don't. Like, I don't know what she's saying, what's real or not. And the bad part is I really don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit if she really is or is not getting a divorce. I don't ever have to see her, ooh, that was finna be mad. Ooh, that was finna be so bad, y'all. And I still gotta have grandkids, so I can't say it. I cannot call her kids Benjamin Button kids. I can't. But, yeah, like, I just don't care about Ashley in her life. I don't need to see her anymore. So, it is what it is. Oh, before we get off Ashley, let's just talk about the fact that she's a dumbass and she is not getting mostly, anything in the divorce, because apparently what she signed was him. Oh, wait. Back up. When she said that she ended up falling in love with this guy, Luke or whatever, Mia was like, ugh. And I'm like, I'm with you, Mia. But I guess it happens. But yeah, so she's talking about how she's not really getting anything The contract she signed said that if Michael put any of his money that he had before Ashley into something, then whatever, if it grew, then that was still just all his. So the only thing that she would have dibs on is stuff that he did, when they were together, which was the dumbest shit ever. And everybody's like, "You signed that? You signed that?" Yeah, she signed that. But I mean, Ashley is dumb as shit. And then they talking about having some more kids. I can't remember who said have some more kids. And they like, well, 2 should be enough. And child support, here we come. These ladies are just stupid because, yeah, she should get decent child support. But why, like, she did all that sleeping with this old man. All of that for nothing? For nothing? She disgusts me. I am disgusted by her. All right, so they did have somebody named Portia who came in, called in or whatever with a question for Ashley, or a statement basically saying, "I don't believe you're getting a divorce because of a threesome." Like, she feels like there's more to it. She just feels like because now that the prenup is up, she's it's time for her to secure the bag and she's out. And she who said I think it was Mia. She didn't secure the bag. I'm like, she sure didn't secure the bag. But Ashley, once again, says that's not true. She wants her kids to know monogamy, and, that's why she's leaving. So Andy's like, "Mia, you obviously don't share these sentiments or whatever because you guys are still open." And she's like, "Yeah, I just knew that how I got them is how I had to, I had to keep doing what I did when I got them in order to keep them." And Mia is just... It's so funny that she's a liar and honest at the same time. Like, you can believe that shit. She owns her shit sometimes, but she's a liar. So she's confusing. But yeah, she said, they're not as open as they were before because they have a whole lot of kids going around. But, so essentially she still has to do what she has to do. And Ashley's like, "That's fair, but that's why I'm getting a divorce because I no longer want to do it." And I'm like, ugh, did you ever want to do it with him? Period. Like, ugh. Y'all, these people were letting Ashley's ass have it, and I actually love it. They said a couple of seasons back, she said that Candace was the least accomplished person on the cast, and she's like, and now she has, all this stuff going for her, the song, the album, and all this stuff or whatever. And she's like, and you are struggling to pay your mortgage, so would you consider her the least accomplished, or would that be you? And then Andy gonna say, "That was mean." And I'm like, that's why you picked it. You knew that shit was mean when you picked it. And I'm all here for it. And Giselle's like, "You can't call it mean after you read it. Giselle, you could just shut the hell up. How about that?" Okay, y'all. So with this question, Candace then speaks, and she's like, "Yeah, I just find it funny that, the women that were here just loved making fun of the fact that my mom was helping me pay for my home or whatever, and the fact that I was awarded this, generational wealth to where she can help me out and it's not a big deal." And then we get the flashback of Ashley talking about, "Don't ruin your mama's table and we in your mama's house." And I'm sorry, that whole situation, Ashley would have been fucked up in my house. I'm not even kidding you. Like, let her talk mad shit in my house, and then let me tell this bitch to get out, and then you have Giselle bring you back in my shit? No, I'm sorry. I'd have fucked Ashley up. I'm sorry. I just would have. In my house, I would have fucked her up. So, listen, Candace did well. She didn't even throw that knife at her, really. She threw it in her direction. She wasn't trying to hit her. I probably would have tried to hit her ass, for real, because you will not disrespect me in my house. You will not stand up at my table, me or my mom's table, I don't care whose table it is, and talk mad shit to me. Absolutely not. Eating the food that my husband prepared? So anyway, and so Candace very eloquently, once again, reads her down about how, the stuff that he put in the contract, to distract you, hopefully is not going to take away from the fact that, getting generational wealth for your kids later. And she's like, "Oh, best believe when my kids are 30, they will be living in a house that they can afford." And Candace is like, "Oh, but you can't. Like, literally, you are living in a house that you can't afford. And she's like, you have a $2 million home. Oh, I could have bought another one. Yeah, but you didn't, and you bought this one, and you can't. It's $30,000 a month, and if he's not helping you, you can't. Like, Ashley is talking still once again mad shit, and she sounds stupid. She really sounds stupid. You sitting here saying that if you fall behind on your bills or whatever, there's a clause in there where he would have to help you, like maybe with some spousal support. It's 13,000. I need his help. Like, you are sitting here still saying that you can't do shit on your own, yet you trying to clown this woman because her mom, girl, bye. Bye. So again, Candace killed her with it. She killed her with it. You guys, I'm not going to go through every little thing. And we have a very long Mia segment where we talk about her health issues. And she's saying something that she has something growing, and she may have to have a hysterectomy. And excuse me, that was so rude. I'm sorry. I am not cutting it out. I just don't want to edit it. I'm sorry, but that was so rude. Um, but she's saying how she didn't reach out to Giselle because, it's been too hard for her to talk about because she really doesn't want to get rid of her female lady parts, even though she doesn't want any more kids or whatever. And then Robin's like, well, what were you diagnosed with? And I'm like, I just need her to shut up. Like, quit asking questions, Robin. Nothing is your business. Nothing is your business. But anyway, right now she says she's still under care. She hasn't been diagnosed with anything. Andy's like, a lot of people were speculating on the fact that maybe it was because you had so much surgery and your body's rejecting, and apparently that's not what it is. So okay, that's fine. Then we get into her finances and the fact that she has no income right now, and G's brother, kind of voted them out, and it was a whole thing of her lying like she does. With there's 3 people on the board, and then there's 4, but I'm the CEO, and so I'm on the board, and I hold all these shares, but I don't really have a vote. It's different from like everything she was saying. Then there ended up being 8 people on the board, and I'm sure there's a way to explain it, but Mia just wasn't the one to do it, honestly, because we just wasn't understanding. But I mean, she was very honest with the fact that she has 0 income and they're living off of savings, and they had all these different homes, and it's so funny because she was like in all these different God, I can't even think of coast or whatever, and Mia, not Mia, Smarty, Miss Smarty, Wendy was, and I'm not saying that in I'm not being facetious at all. Wendy is just smart, and she's just like, oh well, those aren't different coasts. She had she's and all these properties. I want to say she has all these properties, but no, these are all rental properties. These are all properties that she's renting. So these are not her properties. So she had to get rid of these properties. She had all these different properties in these different places that she was just renting, and I don't know, it's just less than smart. It really was. But, listen, I don't wish any bad on anyone. So hopefully they get it figured out. I don't think Mia is a bad person. I just think, I don't know. I don't know what I think about Mia. I think she's funny. I think she's a liar. I think she tells the truth about herself, but she lies about others. I don't know. But anyway, we just hope the best for her. But I don't want to. I just said I don't want to get all into her shit, but we did. I just literally got all into her shit. All right, so then we talk real quick about Wendy getting caught up in her lies, saying that she believed Mia. Well, she didn't say she believed Mia, but she was saying that people were calling her a liar, and then she goes outside and she's like, yeah, she's a liar. So it is what it is. And they were talking about how she was caught on the hot mic, and she's just like, well, I thought you were lying. So Mia's like, well, why not just say it to my face? Yada yada. She thought you was lying. And Mia, you were lying. I mean, she wasn't lying because maybe she is going through something for real, but she put 20 on 10, shout out to Rox, on purpose so that she could come back. Because I honestly believe that Mia would not have come back had it not been for her saying she had this scare. All right, you guys, before I leave the whole Mia thing, I do want to point out that she was saying when she was arguing back and forth with Wendy, She's like, yeah, too bad my opportunist husband couldn't be there laying next to me in the bed. Something she was saying when she was being wheeled into the hospital. When did Wendy's husband become opportunistic? Like, isn't he a doctor? Is he a doctor? Why am I thinking he's a doctor? Am I thinking married to medicine or whatever? I feel like he's a doctor. No, am I crazy? I don't know. But I just never heard him being called an opportunist. That's Todd. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so it was also very interesting that during Mia's segment that, Giselle started grilling her about embezzlement, and no one had said that word until Giselle said embezzlement. And I'm like, this your girl? This your girl? And she wasn't even super pissed off about Giselle saying that. But, yeah, Giselle said something about embezzlement. She got around it, of course, and it is what it is. But I just think Giselle is just the shittiest person ever. The stuff that she comes up with and the stuff that she will allow to fly out of her mouth about people like on national television is ridiculous to me. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so after the commercial break, we see Giselle talking to Grace, and then Andy's like, "Eyes on the road, no FaceTiming and driving or whatever." And we know Grace can't really drive, allegedly, but from what we saw, she really needs to pay attention to the road. Um, so Giselle calls him her dad, your daddy Andy, and he's like, "Yeah, I thought it was, just the moment to let you know that I'm your dad." And we see Giselle asking Andy, "Have you ever been with a woman? It's a little personal." She's always personal. Like you're always in other people's business. It's ridiculous. He's your boss, and you all like, "Have you ever been with a woman?" And he's like, "No, but I want to." Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine? But anyway, and she's like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 54. "Well, if you haven't done it by 60, I'll do it. I'll do it." And I'm like, ugh, that is just nasty. And he's like, "Yeah, that would be an HR issue." And she's like, "Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell HR on her. Like, go tell on her because that's ridiculous." And she's nasty because to me, that means she wants to sleep with Andy. Oh, God. Giselle, have you no shame? Have you no shame? All right, now we're on to Candace and Giselle and the whole Chris thing, and we see some never before seen footage of her and Candace talking and saying, "Listen," she's saying she want to talk to Chris or whatever, and she's like, "Well, now that we've had our conversation, I think maybe he'll be open to talk to you." And then we see the flashback of Giselle at the party, like, "I've been here and I don't understand what's going on." And then she says in a confessional that, 15 minutes after the cameras are down, then I get this inbox or whatever. Like he DMs her and says that, he doesn't appreciate the words that were used to define him, but if he made her feel away, then he apologizes or whatever. And she's like, I'm just so confused. No, it's smart. It's smart as shit because you were not going to use him as a storyline and he did not allow you to. He didn't give you any moments, no moments whatsoever. And the fact that he was able to still be in the same room with you and be cordial to you when you walked past and touched his arm talking about some hey, he should have snapped off at that party and he didn't. So I just think that everything is smart. Everything that he did was smart. He was like, "Listen, we can squash it right after." And I appreciate Chris for that. Like, I just think Chris is a smart guy. All right, so then we get the moment of Candace talking to Giselle about, first of all, Giselle was saying that that was an apology. And Andy's like, "No, it really wasn't an apology." He said, "If you feel like he did something, then sorry. But, that's not an admission of guilt." So Giselle is just, she's just so stupid. That's not a nice word, but I can't think of a nice word. So her and Candace start going back and forth. So Candace started talking about all the different lies she was telling. You told like 10 different lies, 10 different stories and everything. And she's like, "When did I tell a different story?" "Yeah, you said that he was a sneaky link and that all these married men have tried you and you felt like he was trying you." And she said, "And for that, I apologize." And she's like, "Oh, you apologize to who? Who? Where? And she's like, I'm apologizing to you now, and I'll apologize to him later. And Candace is like, you can take that apology and stick it up your ass. She's like, this is just so much gaslighting. I swear to God. And I'm so glad she called her on it. And then we have Ashley jumping in. Well, she just likes to put a little sauce on it. Girl, this is not that. I'm sorry. Like, she was trying to kill this man's reputation, their marriage, everything. She was trying to do like real damage to these people's lives. And you want to just brush it off to her putting a little sauce? No, that's not cool. And Ashley, you should shut up. All right, y'all, we finna wrap it up, but they go back and forth some more about the whole Chris thing, and um Giselle is just like, well, why did he lie about saying that I asked him to come up to the room? And Candace is like, okay, let's just say that he did lie. Let's just say, let's play semantics. And he did ask you, let's go up to the room. When you got to the room and saw that nobody was there, why didn't you say something? And then we had Robin that was interjecting, talking about, oh, she really was feeling away. She really was feeling away because as soon as she got in the truck, she said something about it. And I'm like, then why do we have that whole scene with her telling you like it was the first time she told you? Like, why do we have that whole scene? And Candace even said that's not the problem. The problem isn't that she said she felt away. If she felt away, she felt away. That's fine. However, the problem is you wait all these months until it's time for you to earn your check and say it on camera, which, I mean, it's just obvious that's what she did. If you got in the truck and told Robin, why are you saying it again on camera? Why are you doing that? And why is Robin acting like this is the first time she heard it? It's ridiculous. Then we have Robin saying, oh, but you have to admit that it's not good that, for a married man to want to be in a single woman's room. And I'm like, Robin, that shit didn't age well, did it? 2 weeks, like 2 weeks after that, what do we find out, Robin? We find out that your husband, now husband, was in the room with a single woman. And you can't lie and say, oh, he just signed the papers downstairs. He didn't go up to that room or what. Like, Robin, none of us are stupid enough to believe that shit. You don't even believe it. You don't even believe it. I don't even know how you let it come out your mouth. But that didn't age well, did it, Robin? Maybe you should just shut up sometimes and stay out of people's business and stop trying to defend Giselle when she don't defend you. All right, so then we have a moment where Andy is like, listen, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't know what harm would it have been for a woman and a man to have been together just talking in a hotel room. Like, everybody knows everybody. You had a really good relationship with him or whatever. Were you trying to damage his reputation? She's like, no. Ashley's like, yeah. And not Ashley. Candace is like, yeah, that's what she does. And she's like, let me just say something. Everybody's always like, Giselle is always coming for marriages. And Wendy's like, because you do. Because you do. And she's like, Candace, you've had something to say about wine. Again, this is not aging well, is it? Because where's the lie? Where is the lie? You've had something to say about Michael Darby. You have too, Giselle. And where is the lie? Like, once again, you just sound stupid. None of this shit is aging well for them because these people have really done what they have been accused of doing. This is totally different. And that's what Candace said. This is not an all lives matter situation, sweetie. This is the fact that you try to set out to destroy people. And she does. I'm sorry, she does. Y'all, Candace is so ignorant. She is, but so they're still going back and forth or whatever. And Candace is saying how, Andy is asking Giselle, listen, you've seen Candace. Candace is like, yeah, we've seen each other all these times. And Andy is like, so were you holding on to it to do damage or whatever? And, pretty much use it as a storyline, even though that's not his words. Of course, he's not going to say that. And she's like, no, I'm just saying. And Candace is like, you came to my album release where you was dancing and everything. Oh, did you want to, want me to say it then when you were singing? And she's like, you wait until we get on motherfucking TV, national TV, to bring it out. Like, girl. Oh, excuse me. And then she's like, you have your own stuff going on. She called your dwindling uterus was trying, what she say, was trying to get on air. Like, I don't know. not funny. It's not funny because last night when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, Candace, you went too far. Too much, Candace, too much." But did she? Because Giselle goes really, really, really far. I'm sorry. She goes far and it's not fair. And I do think that was below the belt, Candace. But we know that that's what Candace does. So I'm damn, I'm gonna allow it. I just am. So everybody was looking. Y'all, Karen ain't said a word in this whole freaking reunion, part one. She's not said a word. So hopefully she get with it in the next two episodes. It's two episodes, right? All right, you guys, so that was the end. I have to say, even upon watching it a second time, I was thoroughly entertained. I was like, they're stupid. And I just feel like Candace is so centered with her reads that yeah, I'm okay with it. What she says, I'm okay with it because it really was a huge deal, and I really feel like Candace should have been sitting next to Andy. So I don't understand, but that's fine. Next week seems like it's gonna be good as well. We're gonna get a little Jocelyn. What, y'all know I can't never get that girl's name right, but I want her to come on out with some receipts about Mia. Maybe we'll get the true story about the three of them, her, Mia, and G, and what really happened, and like, can we get the real story? But anyway, if you are still here, you are the real MVP. Thank you very much. And again, I am gonna do Married to Nope, Ready to Love. I don't know if you guys watch it or if it's a totally different group, but I am gonna do it probably tomorrow because this has ran long. And again, if you are still here, you're the real MVP. If you have not already, please consider subscribing. And you guys, I have decided that for sure. I can't even believe that I'm not at 500 yet. Like, I'm so, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I'm so discouraged. My daughter just keeps telling me, keep going, keep going. I cannot believe that I am not at 500 even yet. Like, nowhere near 1,000 where I need to be. And I'm just not even at 500 yet. It's crazy. And it's discouraging where you just be like, I'm just tired of doing this shit. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I have hundreds of videos right now and not that many. So anyway, all that to say, it is absolutely free to subscribe. It would be a huge deal for me. Like the video, it's good for the analytics. And I'll see you guys soon for Ready to Love. All right, smooches.